Greetings everyone. My name is Atharva Pednekar, a student of Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences, BTech, CSIT first year. Today we are going to talk about adders, a digital logic circuit.
So what is an adder? Adders are digital logic circuits used to perform binary addition. Adders usually take 2 or 3 inputs to give a sum and a carry. Adders are made using AND, or an XOR logic gates. While we are at the topic of logic gates, it's always good to know them in brief. We'll be studying these gates through their truth tables, a standard way of analyzing a logical circuit through all possible inputs and the corresponding outputs. Firstly, the OR logic gate. The OR logic gate produces an output of 1 if at least a single input is 1. Next is the XOR logic gate. It produces an output of 1 if only a single input is 1, that is 0, 0 amp. 1, 1 will not give output 1. Last but not the least is the AND gate. It gives an output of 1 if and only if both the inputs are 1. Finally, coming to adders. Although there are many different types of adders, for the purpose of this video we are going to talk about half and full adders only. Firstly, the half adder. Half adders take 2 binary inputs to give a sum and a carry. Coming next, the truth table of half adder. Studying the truth table, we can find out that sum is logically represented by the XOR gate and the carry by an AND gate. Let us study all the following cases by animations of them. By convention, binary 0 is represented by the orange circle and binary 1 by the In the first case, first input is 1 and the second is 0. Both the inputs go through the gates to produce the sum equals 1 and carry equals 0. In the next case, we toggle the inputs, that is, interchange them. However, we observe the result still stays the same, that is, sum equals 1 and carry equals 0. The third case involves both the inputs being 0. These inputs go through the gates to produce a sum equals 0 and carry equals 0. Now the last case involves both inputs being 1. These inputs go through the gates to produce sum equals 0 and carry equals 1. After the circuit diagram comes the application part. Half adders are used in calculators and devices like multimeter. After half adders come the full adders. Full adders are similar to half adders but also take a carry-in from previous operation, making the total number of inputs 3. Coming next, the truth table of full adders. Although the truth table for full adder clearly looks more complex than that of half adder, we can find out patterns of inputs and their corresponding outputs. All inputs equals 0, sum equals 0, carry equals 0. Single input equals 1, sum equals 1, carry equals 0. 2 inputs equals 1, sum equals 0, carry equals 1. All inputs equals 1, sum equals 1, carry equals 1. Now let us look at these cases through animations of them. Inputs are 0. The first 2 inputs go through XOR logic gate to give intermediate outputs. These intermediate outputs then go through the same type of gate as previous along with C and to give the sum. For the carry, the inputs go through the AND gate. Next, the first XOR gate output and C and go through another AND gate to give the output. Finally, outputs from both the AND gates go through an OR gate to produce the final carry. In this case, all inputs are 1. The inputs follow the same path as previous to give a sum and carry of 1. In this case, two inputs are 1 and Cn equals 0. The inputs follow the same path as previous to give sum equals 0 and carry of 1. In this case, first input and Cn equals 1 and second input equals 0. The inputs follow the same path as previous to give sum equals 0 and carry of 1. In this case, first input is 1 and the rest are 0. The inputs follow the same path as previous to give sum equals 1 and carry of 0. In this case, the second input is 1 and the rest are 0. The inputs follow the same path as previous to give sum equals 1 and carry of 0. In this case, first input is 0 and the rest are 1. The inputs follow the same path as previous to give sum equals 0 and carry of 1. In this case, only Cn is 1 and both the inputs are 0. The inputs follow the same path as previous to give sum equals 1 and carry of 0. Finally, coming to the application part. Full adders are used in microprocessors and the arithmetic logical unit, ALU, of computer. Full adders can also be connected to create more complex adders like the ripple carry adder. So let's recap what we learned so far. Half adders accept two inputs to give a sum and a carry. Both inputs equals 1, sum equals 0, carry equals 1. Single input equals 1, sum equals 1, carry equals 0. Both inputs equals 0, sum equals 0, carry equals 0. The full adder accepts three inputs including a carry from previous operation. All inputs equals 0, sum equals 0, carry equals 0. Single input equals 1, sum equals 1, carry equals 0. Single input equals 0, sum equals 0, carry equals 1. All inputs equals 1, sum equals 1, carry equals 1.
So that was it for today, everyone. Thank you for your patient listening. Hope you liked the video. See you next